Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to this new session of the NGI Talks. We're still waiting for people to join, so let's wait just a couple of minutes for the last ones to join us, and we will start with our talk in just a minute. Okay, so yeah, let's go on with the talk. Well, welcome everyone to this new session of the NGI Talks. Thank you for joining us today. I hope that you are safe and sound and ready to keep on having such interesting talks that we are having within the frame of the NGI Talks and all the roundtables that are also held here about the future of the internet, the human-centered internet. My name is Marta Albujar. I am a marketing leader for the NGI initiative in Funding Box. And I'm just going to quickly introduce the talk today on the best practices of digital transformation with social impact with Ángel Sola from Fundación Cibervoluntarios, Cibervoluntarios Foundation. I will just keep my part very short since I know Ángel brought a great introduction to the Cibervoluntarios Foundation. And yeah, let me just drop short lines about our speaker today. Ángel Sola is the Director of International Programs at Cibervoluntarios Foundation, fostering alliances with other organizations to promote the social use of technology and to foster citizen rights, opportunities, and participation. Ángel coordinates the communication and dissemination area of the European projects coordinated by Fundación Cibervoluntarios. He works and collaborates actively with international partners in the creation of digital solutions at national and at European level, always focusing on how technology can change people's lives for good through digital skills training and awareness raising. He has worked for Google, for Facebook, for the European Commission, and the Internet Society, among others. Ángel Sola has also been a speaker at international conferences as a social innovator, as a social innovation expert, related to citizen participation, to the next generation internet, the impact of technology in society, inclusion, and technological volunteering. Welcome, Ángel, and thank you for being with us today here in this session. And yeah, let's go to the point directly. But first, I'd like to encourage you all to drop your questions and insight throughout the talk in the question box, so I can gather them all together and we can go back to them at the end of the session and hopefully light up an enticing debate. So yeah, Ángel, welcome again. The floor is all yours.
Okay, Marta, thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. Let me congratulate all the Funding Box team and the NGI Talks organization for these workshops, which I think is really important to gather together people who are interested in digital social innovation in Europe. I'm going to talk on behalf of a whole team passionate about how technology can change millions' lives, because we see technology as a bridge and not as a barrier. And I'm going to talk about all the projects we are doing right now on best practices with names of people that are actually moving forward with this pandemic situation with the help of technology. So we think that the digital transformation needs to focus on put the citizenship and the human approach in the center. Always, we think that technology doesn't stand for anything without solving problems, human problems. So this is a brief summary of what we are going to talk about. First of all, you are all going to know us more, who are Fundación Cibervoluntarios Foundation, and what we do, and mostly how are we doing this. What are we approaching the new opportunities that technology can give autonomy to over 60,000 people in Spain annually. With all our action, we reach 60,000 people. After that, I'm going to talk about how we build a multi-stakeholder community to reach those 60,000 people, which I call the change of digital social innovation. Then I'm going to talk about digital skills, which are our core of practice here with our activities as a key of a more inclusive society. And I'm going to show you scalable and replicable programs we are making here in Spain and also in Europe. We are going finishing to talk about our program regarding the Agenda 2030 and the challenge of engaging citizens, companies, and institutions to achieve the goals of the Sustainable Development Goals. And you are going to also meet the people, the beneficiaries of all these programs that are benefiting themselves of how technology are making their life easier or are improving their local businesses into something more global. So let's start. So who we are, Fundación Cibervoluntarios is a unique organization pioneering in technological volunteering. We always say that in 2011, the United Nations stated the access and the use of internet as a human right to improve in an individual and in a collective way. So we've been working for 20 years. In 2021, we celebrate 20 years in the foundation, in our NGO, working towards to help thousands of people to use technology as a means to improve their lives. And what is our vision to do so? We want to, with technology and with digital skills, we want to expand the rights, opportunities, and capacities of thousands in situation of digital vulnerability here in Spain and also in Europe, with all the programs we are partnership with together with several universities, labs, SMEs, great corporations to do so. We envision technology as a tool that helps citizens to generate impact and social transformation. And we are the facilitators because we produce alliances with other organizations, always in collaboration to create bespoke projects that we know in a replicable and in a scalable way at a national and a European level. How we act? The main core of Cibervoluntarios Foundation is to go to the grassroots from local and make them global. It's a way to approach all our network. Digital transformation with social impact. In these 20 years, we've been encouraging with all our programs the adoption and use of technology by citizens, little NGOs, and public and private sector and institutions to achieve the 2030 agenda. We favor an appropriate use and a critical use and a positive use of technological content, services, and tools. We promote cyber volunteering, which I told you earlier. We create 20 years ago a network of volunteers, which we call the Cibervoluntarios. We create, train them, and make the engagement of those technological volunteers. These volunteers, I'm talking of them about later. We have a network of 1,800 volunteers all over Spain that help us in rural areas, for example, in direct contact with municipalities and companies, and in the cities. They bring to life to all our programs, and they give those trainings in digital skills, from basic digital skills to more advanced ones. We create a lot of campaigns to raise awareness on to generate a positive and social and cultural attitudes towards the importance of digital innovation to generate positive impact on our society. What we want to do with all our actions, mostly digital skills literacy trainings, is to prevent the knowledge and use of technology, especially physically, socially, and culturally. And we promote the participation in a responsible and critical way of young people and minors who use digital tools. And how we work to achieve these goals. This is like a chain, we want to call it a chain of digital social innovation. We work with the base of 1,800 cyber volunteers throughout Spain, working and making the volunteering activity directly with almost 1,000 companies, municipalities, little NGOs, grassroots organizations, universities, SMEs, startups. There's a whole bunch of multi-stakeholder groups there, interacting together, communicating together, and connecting to make it possible. This network can reach annually 6,000 people, 6,000 beneficiaries that at an indirect and indirect way helping them to use technology. And we do it, and this is very, very important to highlight, all our actions are free for the end user. All of our actions are free for the end user. So we are celebrating now the 20 years of Cibervoluntarios, and in January we launched a TV campaign in a national television here in Spain, calling them 20 years by your side. Sorry for this in Spanish, but they introduce you, it's really easy to understand. They introduce you to main characters that are Mario, the senior person you are seeing right now, who has some problems connecting with technology, and suddenly an angel appeared, which is the cyber volunteer, teaching that we've been 20 years helping out people to connect and to use technology. So this is the first video, 20 seconds.
Sí que la tengo encendida, pero ¿tú dónde estás, hija? Que no te veo, ¿eh? Esto es la tecnología.
Hay muchas personas que, como Mario, no saben conectarse con la tecnología. En Cibervoluntarios te ayudamos de forma gratuita a que puedas lograrlo. Cibervoluntarios.org. 20 años a tu lado.
Claro que te veo, cariño, sí. Ahora estoy con Wi-Fi, pero si se cae, tengo 5G.
This is the first one. And this is the last one.
Me alegro mucho que te gusten las cremas. Por internet, no vendemos por internet. No es lo mío.
Hay muchas personas que, como Laura, no saben conectarse con la tecnología. En Cibervoluntarios te ayudamos de manera gratuita a que puedas lograrlo. Cibervoluntarios.org. 20 años a tu lado.
Sí, claro, puedes elegir venta online, lo que prefieras.
Well, hope you like it. So these two main characters, Mario and Laura, represent a vast majority of the network we work with. They are people who doesn't know how to use some technological tool, device, service, software, application, etc., to make something to improve their business or to communicate, or for education, or for teleworking, etc. There's a lot of gaps here because we are not talking only about the digital divide. The digital divide is also the understanding this tool device. Is not only access but also knowledge, and there's a lot of lack of knowledge in how to use these tools. So this is the chain of digital social innovation from local to global. We put our main value in experience. It's the 20 years of experience working with thousands of people by doing open methodologies made by experts, working with the power of local basis networks. As I said before, the 1,800 cyber volunteers collaborating with almost 1,000 organizations, and how with replicable processes and collaborative actions. This is key for the success of a program of our project. We do it in local, national, and international level. And to do so, we foster alliances with other organizations and companies to get together and improve the impact of the innovation. And what we achieve with this, we achieve people more confident and self-confident about how to use technology. Yes, we can. Of course, vulnerable citizens are in really bad situations sometimes, but once they know how to use this technology, how they have acquired the skills, the digital skills, they make the appropriation of this technology to give them new opportunities and open to them a lot of new doors. The social impact. So that's the social impact we provide, is how digital skills to overcome social challenges. And also the global impact is the economical development to reach the Agenda 2030. So this is a chain, and it's always repeating and moving forward and give us constant feedback to do it better and to reach more and more people each year. This trajectory, for example, among others, the Financial Times recognized the Cibervoluntarios Foundation as one of the Europe's 100 digital champions in technology training and using technology for social challenges. And how we address these digital skills as a key for a more inclusive society by creating scalable and replicable programs. This is a glimpse of what we are doing right now here in Spain. All of them are national level programs to reach here in Spain. And the common link to all of these projects is to generate transformation and social impact. Some of them, like for example, Digitalizadas or Extraordinarias, have the support of technological corporations like Google or Facebook that help us out to provide those trainings and to reach people. For example, this program Digitalizadas is a program to reach 5,000 women in rural areas to teach them basic digital skills. Expert Click is another program we have with elderly people to teach them how to use sanitary applications, health applications, how to make the shopping, the groceries online, how to make transfers online with their bank application, to give them this independence and autonomy and not depending on anyone to do so. Another programs we have, for example, like Initiative, has the focus, for example, in SMEs, self-employed people and unemployed people and entrepreneurs, to give them the opportunity to make their local businesses from local to global by an itinerary on digital marketing provided by experts, coaching, mentoring, etc., to tell them how to put their businesses online. And this is really important in this situation we are facing right now with the COVID situation. These are glimpses, and these are another glimpse of the European impact. We are working right now directly with 83 partners all over the European Union in those programs. Most of them are Horizon 2020, Erasmus+, AMIF, etc. And to highlight one of them, for example, Provenance, the first one is we are creating an application and a widget for social media to detect fake news and to educate people in how to avoid sharing fake news and disinformation. Another program we have here is 3D Jail. It's a program to train inmates in jails in Italy and Spain to teach them how to use 3D printing and to give them opportunities for insertion when they are out of jail, to give them opportunities for looking for new opportunities and a job. This is, for example, 2 of them, but there's a lot of programs with the main focus always is to provide them with the digital solutions for the European citizens to achieve their goals. And these are the best practices of all those programs. I'm going to introduce you real people with their achievements after the trainings of Cibervoluntarios. For example, in the program of Initiative, it's a program that the purpose is not only to alleviate the technological gap, but to facilitate the adaptation of the economic activity of self-employed people, entrepreneurs, and SMEs in Spain through the digitalization training of their businesses. We create all the materials online, we make all the trainings online, because with the COVID situation in 2020, this program was born in 2020, and all of the activities of Cibervoluntarios, the training that was live, always in touch with the people, now all of them are online, okay? And these, for example, are the 2 of the results of this training. After 2 weeks of training, for example, Sabina has a company called Learning for Life Education. She's an educator herself. And in the text in Spanish says that her experience with, as a teacher over 16 years brought her to understand, to create a language academy and an international educational agency. And with the training with Cibervoluntarios and Initiative, has allowed her to learn the fundamental of digital transformation to go more global with their company online. For example, Andres Jimenez has a beer company, artisanal craft beer company, and we teach him how to sell this beer online and to create their own social media networks to reach and engage more people with his products. This program is to, for example, to alleviate in this situation, a lot of people has lost their jobs, doesn't know how to use technology online or digital marketing, notions of digital marketing to go further with their local businesses. With Extraordinarias is a program for training, mentoring, and coaching in digital marketing to entrepreneur women from rural areas throughout Spain. With this program, we train in 2 years almost 3,000 women all over Spain, and all the years we have 2 editions now. We celebrate the Extraordinarias Awards, who award the most the bigger women who are participating in the program, the best of them, and all of the years we select 10 of these women that have participated in this program and create for them a special mentoring and coaching program of 2 weeks. This is Elena Garcia, who was the winner in this edition on 2021. She won last week. It was the awards, and she has a startup of fresh local product, 0 kilometer product, and distribute all this product in all the region of Burgos. And with Extraordinarias, we are the mentoring is going on. It will last for 2 months. And with Extraordinarias and the mentorship she win has been, in her own words, a huge steps to move forward and expand my local business, in her own words. For example, this is a program specifically for seniors over 60 years here in Spain, also in rural areas. We need to take into account that there's a lot of people living in rural areas that has more risk of digital vulnerability here in Spain. And as she said, after participating in training, she was able to use the bank application online. And all of them always say the same, that it's very important because they don't need to depend on anyone, and this gives them more autonomy. I want to finish this best practices talking about the Agenda 2030 and the specific program we have to reach an ecosystem to promote this collective innovation to achieve the goals of the Agenda 2030. Empodera.org is a Cibervoluntarios program that is supported by the United Nations to create citizen initiatives for the Sustainable Development Goal. Anyone can go into the platform and create their own challenge to look for the solutions of the collective intelligence of the platform. The impact of the platform so far has been working for 1 year now. More than 100 organizations have connected so far here in Spain. 500 online participants collaborating and contributing with solutions and actions to those challenges proposed for those organizations. 67 challenges solved with impact so far, and 10 online and live events in university. In 2021, this program is going to grow a lot. We have been contemplated more online and live events if the corona situation allows us, but for now it's only live in another 15 universities to engage more and more people to use this platform to use the collective intelligence and the collaboration to propose those solutions that create impact. And okay, this is it. Thank you so much for listening. I want you to stay connected. This is our link, www.cibervoluntarios.org. You will find all the information in this web page, but if you want to reach out me directly, this is my email. You can write me for if you want to collaborate or want to know more about the programs we have. You're more than welcome to do it, and I will be more than happy to help. So thank you so much, and I give the floor again to Marta, and please ask any question you want now.
Thank you, Angel, very much for bringing up this interesting topic. Indeed, it is hopeful to see that there are feasible and very realistic possibilities to have a real positive impact on societies, no? Through digital changes. And it was also nice to see the faces of the beneficiaries. So we see the real impacts and the real results. So thank you for that too. Yeah, I would like to remind you that you can still send your questions. I have some already, so if you want, we can start, but feel free to address any other question to us. Well, Angel, you mentioned that all the areas in which you are carrying out programs, and you mentioned, for example, rural population, non-digital entrepreneurs, elderly people, or inmates. And yeah, there's a question here. What do you think it's a social group who is more in need right now of actions such as this type of practices that you are carrying out after the coronavirus crisis hit?
Okay, thank you. This is a really interesting topic, because what we have learned in only 1 year and hard work, because we needed to change a lot of our procedures from live to online. There's a lot of people who still see technology as a monster, as something that is not for them. And for example, we like to say that elderly people, like seniors, was the attention group that we have working with the most. But after the outburst of coronavirus crisis and the state of emergency here in Spain, we put an online platform called Cibervoluntarios Responde, which is a helpline for using the telephone and also online, and everyone can ask something related on how to use some application or software or whatever. Because a lot of people after the lockdown needed to work and use teleworking tools, online tools that we are using right now, like GoToWebinar, but there's a lot of more tools like Zoom or administration online tools or whatever, and they didn't know how to use it. And not only that, for example, the kids with parents to do all the studies online. A lot of parents ask us how to do it. Elderly people asking us how to connect, to communicate with their beloved ones. So there's not a specific attention group who needs it most. There's a lot of people who need it.
Yeah, and it was like in a very disruptive way last year. So yes, I guess it was kind of hard for you. Okay, so I have another question here. What are the main SDGs that you address within the foundation? And also the question is, do they align with the Spanish and European trends right now?
What are the main what? Sorry.
SDG goals that you are addressing within the foundation.
Okay. So within the foundation, we are promoting a lot the 17 with these alliances. For doing our work, we need to collaborate because it's a huge work to reach almost 60,000 people a year. And as you know, there's a lot of I don't know how to say it. There's a lot of challenges to face with the engagement of general public with this. What we do is to promote this with those alliances and multi-stakeholder gatherings. The other SDGs that we can say is the 17, because all of the education, for example, I think is the most important here. Reaching equality is also very, really important. But for us, it's really important the Sustainable Development Goal for give quality education that can reach everyone, that give it for free and give it in a quality way.
Angel, you mentioned alliances, and I have a question more or less related to that. Regarding the best practices, are you taking part in any network which allows you to replicate these good practices, or how, in a more practical way, how can an organization learn how to carry out similar activities or initiatives to help people in other local contexts?
Sure. For example, now we have a really interesting contact with the Internet Society. We are now collaborating with them, replicating all our programs on educating vulnerable society in ICTs. And they are going to use some of our programs, some of our materials made by the experts of Cibervoluntarios to replicate it into English for some of their workshops. That's, for example, one at an international level with the Internet Society. And the other one, for example, is now we are very focusing on teach people how to detect fake news and be aware of disinformation. Most of all with young people. This is really important because, as you know, in the last year with coronavirus as well, there was a burst of fake news and disinformation all over the network, all over internet. So for us, it's really important to create alliances and collaboration. For example, here in Spain, we have a collaboration with Neutral. Neutral is a fact checker organization, really important here in Spain. And what we are doing is to give them the how, I don't know how to say altavoz. How do you say altavoz?
Yeah, okay, like they are multipliers.
Yeah, multipliers with high schools and universities to reach those people we have contact with directly, the educators and the students, to give them these tools online to reach them and educate them on how to, to prevent disinformation online.
And I don't know if anyone has another question, but I have one myself. Maybe it's the last one. How do you think that the NGI program what do you think it can bring to Cibervoluntarios, and the other way around? What are the synergies that you find between the two, our program NGI and the work that you do every day?
Okay, I think it's our work is transversal to a lot of goals that NGI has got.
Sure.
It's looking for the future, looking for the future of internet, an internet more open, more participatory, more collaboratively. I think there's a synergy there that, for example, from Cibervoluntarios to the next generation internet program can provide, because all of our actions has to do with this, make people the center of social innovation and looking for new chances and new alliances to overcome together those challenges.
Indeed. Yeah, for those of you who didn't know, Cibervoluntarios is an ambassador of the NGI program. So of course, this sponsorship, let's say, or the synergies are based on this transversal approach that we both have to the next generation internet. I think there are no more questions. I don't know if anyone wants to drop a last question. We still have a couple of minutes.
Sure. If you want to reach me by email or wherever,
Yeah.
it's okay.
I was also about to send the link to our NGI community. It's here on the chat. So if you want to continue the conversation, which I think personally that was really, really interesting, we can continue there. And also, Cibervoluntarios it's a member of the community, so you can reach out directly there. And also, Angel, I remember you also provided some contact channels with you. So yeah, if there is no more questions, I will just wrap up, and I would like to remember that you can always go to the community and reach out to us. And yeah, that this talk is being recorded, so it's going to be published as well, so you can retrieve it, so you can share it with whoever you want. And yeah, we encourage you to share it with your networks too, because I think it was really interesting. And yeah, just one last comment, just to remind that we are holding our next NGI talk in April. The exact date is not confirmed yet, but you just stay tuned to the NGI channels and save your seat for the next one. So that's all for today. Thank you all again for joining us. Thank you, Angel, again. It was really a pleasure to have you here. And see you soon. See you in our next NGI talk.
Of course,
Bye.
stay connected. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.